Want to confuse the narcissist? This video is for you. Let's go. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Tamie M. Joyce. I'm the founder of Tamie M Coaching and the creator of the Freedom class and the Ascension class. If you'd like to learn more about the possibility of becoming a coaching client, there's a link in the description below this video where you can apply to see if you qualify for a free one-on-one consultation with either myself or a member of my team. So let's talk about how to confuse a narcissist. Now, for starters, why on earth would you even want to confuse a narcissist? Why would that be even remotely useful? Well, believe it or not, there can be many benefits to confusing a narcissist, not least of which being it can be a good way to protect yourself. Protect yourself from being manipulated, protect yourself from being controlled and dominated, protect yourself from being gaslit, as well as protecting yourself from more severe forms of abuse. And the reason being, when it comes to confusing a narcissist, doing so strategically can send a very clear message early on. A message that says you are not going to be a good target, a good and reliable source of narcissistic supply. You are not easy prey. And this in itself will be destabilizing for a narcissist. Narcissists like to be in control, and a confused person is definitely not in control. They won't be in control of you or the dynamic. And a narcissist is likely to find that so uncomfortable that they'll be forced to go elsewhere for narcissistic supply, which results in you being left in peace. And it also makes it much easier to sidestep what would otherwise be energy draining and sometimes even soul destroying fights and arguments. It's a very good way to help you gain control while remaining calm and rational, which of course helps you to remain empowered and stop giving your power away. Now that said, keep in mind that confusing a narcissist isn't something done out of spite or revenge, but rather a specific and deliberate action or non-action intended to lead to more positive results, preferably for all parties involved. But if not for everyone, then at the very least for you. And also keep in mind that some of these tactics may anger the narcissist as well as confuse them. So use wise discernment and caution, especially if your personal safety is in question. So now that you know the why, let's talk about the how. Number one, be quiet. That's right, start there. Confuse the narcissist with your silence. Choose to be quiet or choose to listen to someone else instead of the narcissist. Say very little, if anything at all. More often than not, we talk more than we listen when we'd be much better off listening more than we talk. Furthermore, we can have a tendency to talk too much when we're anxious, and few things are more anxiety-inducing than perpetual exposure to destructive narcissists. So learn to be comfortable with the uncomfortable silence and be quiet. And I'm not talking about stonewalling or using the silent treatment as a means of passive-aggressive manipulation, control, or punishment the way a destructive narcissist does. Rather, I'm talking about using silence as a means of holding your cards close to your chest and, as I said, remaining empowered. It's about consciously choosing not to engage and therefore giving the narcissist very little to work with where you're concerned. Speaking when you could otherwise remain silent gives the narcissist ammunition they'll later use against you. Being quiet, on the other hand, confuses the narcissist. So be still and keep them guessing. In doing so, you become that girl or guy that makes them feel unsure about themselves. Your silence disrupts their confidence. It's destabilizing, a pattern interrupt. They just don't know how to get at you. You don't give them any ammunition. And as the old saying goes, silence is the best response to a fool. And the reality is, you don't necessarily have to respond to anything they say. If they intend to provoke a negative reaction from you, just leave them in silence and let your actions or non-action do the talking for you. Smile inside and let them struggle trying to figure you out. Number two, remain non-reactive. Do not, under any circumstances, show emotion. And whatever you do, stop reacting to their provocations at all costs, whatever it takes. The goal is to keep your emotions in check. to remain calm, cool, collected, and rational as humanly possible, to remain as level-headed as you can possibly manage, to be in total control of what you do and what you say around the narcissist. Is this easy? No. Can it be done? Absolutely. And if you want to take your power back by confusing the narcissist, it's a good way to go. Number 3, refuse to gossip with them. Narcissists love to gossip. They love to tear down whoever happens to not be in the room or is just out of earshot. And they'll say whatever it takes to diminish, demean, and poison the perception of others toward just about anyone, but especially anyone they find threatening in any way. Anyone who triggers their feelings of inadequacy and insecurity. Anyone who triggers their envy and jealousy. Anyone who might have something good going for them or good things happening in their life. So a very effective way to confuse a narcissist is to absolutely refuse to engage in their favorite pastime. When they start gossiping, say nothing, or better yet, walk away. Toxic gossip is a very destructive force. It destroys trust, it destroys relationships, it can even destroy extended families at large, and sometimes it destroys lives entirely. That's how toxic it is. Petty, insecure, entitled, toxic gossips do all kinds of damage. And what's worse is they actually feel entitled to behave this way, to twist, distort, lie by omission, and lie outright if they think it serves them, just for kicks. Don't participate. Walk away. Because here's what's true. If they're doing it with you, you've got to know they're doing it to you. Do you really want to participate in that nonsense? Probably not. So be better, do better, and refuse to engage in toxic gossip with them. Number 4, my personal favorite, do not enable them. And you can do this simply by saying no to them, or by not buying into the bullshit justification and rationalization they bring to the table anytime a light is shining on their appalling attitudes and behavior. We recently had an experience where one narcissistic person told us what another narcissistic person had said in our absence. It involved taking something I had said and completely distorting it for no other reason than to make me look and sound as bad as possible. Feel threatened much? Now, much to the tattletale surprise, my husband and I don't just sweep this sort of thing under the rug, give liars a pass, and pretend it didn't happen. When someone brings something to our door, we actually deal with it head on. We're about open lines of communication and honest adult conversations. Well, needless to say, this made the tattletale very uncomfortable because she was now in jeopardy of getting in trouble. So she started making up all kinds of excuses as to why her narcissistic sibling would say what she said and why she is the way she is and does the things she does. And as so often happens in sick family systems, narcissistic family members enable one another, big time. And as a result, the patterns persist decade after decade, generation after generation, with untold damage being done, and everyone going along with it as if this is perfectly normal and acceptable. It's insane and hurtful and destructive. Anywho, when the justifications and rationalizations didn't fly, the tattletale swung right into manipulation mode. Tears and all, playing the victim. The victim to a situation she herself created. She brought a bucket of toxicity to our doorstep, and when we weren't getting on the enabler bus, and neither were we falling for the manipulative bullshit, but rather we were about dealing with it like healthy, sane, rational adults, well, suffice to say, now she's mad at me. Seriously, can you imagine my nerve when you dump that nonsense in my lap? Here's a clue. Don't bring stuff to my doorstep if you don't want it to be addressed. If you're looking for someone to gossip with, if you're looking for someone to enable you and your dysfunctional family, I am not your girl. Now, comment below and let me know whether or not you can relate to any of this. Let me know in the comments section below. Also, if you'd like to learn more about the possibility of working with me in my 8-week transformational coaching program, the Freedom Class, there's a link in the description below this video where you can apply to see if you qualify for a free one-on-one consultation with either myself or a member of my team. This is for you if you're ready and able to invest in yourself and your healing and recovery journey. If you want the pain to stop, you want to find a way out of the fog, confusion, self-doubt, fear, and anxiety brought on by having been exposed to empathy-impaired emotional manipulators who feel entitled to hurt you and, worse yet, blame you for the hurt they cause. If that's you, the link is in the description below this video. Number 5, show them that you don't give a flying fuck. Don't say it, demonstrate it. Few things confuse a narcissist more than you're not giving a shit about their antics. And this is especially true when you can muster the self-esteem necessary to be completely bulletproof in the face of their best efforts to smear you and undermine your relationships with others. When it's clear this has little to no effect on you, the narcissist doesn't know what to do with that. They are completely powerless and confused. And you're busy, focused on having much healthier relationships with people who aren't so easily swayed by the toxic toddler. Number 6, ignore them. Another fabulous way to confuse a narcissist is to ignore them altogether. Ignore their texts, ignore their emails, ignore their phone calls. Ignore any attempt they make to convince you they're on your team when they are anything but on your team. You know it, and they know it. Here's the thing. No communication is communication. Narcissists are entitled, selfish, and self-centered to the extreme. Ignoring them not only confuses them because, how dare you? Who are you to be ignoring them, right? But it also sends a crystal clear message. That bullshit you bring to the table, yeah, I'm not interested at all, whatsoever. Kind of blows their mind a little bit. And it causes them to doubt themselves. And that's exactly where you want them if you want to be the empowered one in the dynamic. And last but not least, number 7, stop defending yourself, no matter what they are saying. When accusations or statements are made that are deliberately hurtful, false, or misleading, do not defend yourself. If there's something that has to be said, say it once, as succinctly as possible, and then shut the hell up. Do not engage any further. Do not explain, defend, or justify yourself to a destructive narcissist ever. They can't hear you. They don't want to hear you. They just want to watch you dance. Don't dance. Instead, walk away. You deserve better, and it's up to you to give yourself better. It's time now. And with that, I'm going to call it a wrap. But before I go, how can Tamie M Coaching help you? 4 ways. Number 1, subscribe to my channel and click that notification bell to make sure you get my new video every Friday. Number 2, watch my free web class by clicking on the link in the description below. You'll learn about my personal journey and professional experience through decades of research specific to healing and recovery from codependency and narcissistic abuse. You'll also learn about some powerful strategies that you can begin to use today. Number 3, if you're not sure where to start, but you want to come and learn from my team and I, and you'd like to be supported by a stellar community of like-minded people who are focused on solutions that actually work, you can learn more about my 8-week transformational coaching program, the Freedom Class, by going to www.tamiemcoaching.com and click on Programs and Reviews for all the details. And number 4, if you want some help right now, because you've got a burning issue, you need something solved, you want to break free from painful relationship patterns permanently and actually make lasting progress in your healing and recovery, go to tamiemcoaching.com and click on Apply Now to learn how you can become a client.